Hi, Chris. It's Lily.
Hi, Lily. How are you?
I'm good.
Thank you for your time today.
Thank you, Chris, and yours, too.
You're going to be in Bozeman on June 27th for the Ellen's 2015 Gala Fundraiser, an evening of classic Lily Tomlin. The fate of the Ellen Theater rests on your shoulders, Lily.
Oh, my God. I can't bear that. We have to pull together, Bozeman. Come on. We have to save the Ellen.
Have you been to Bozeman before?
I have. I guess I performed. I don't know what else I would be in Bozeman for. I mean, going all that way. I don't have any family or friends there. I might just want to see the beautiful sights.
Well, if you can get out and take a hike up the M.
Okay, up the M?
The M Trail, yes.
Okay, all right. That sounds great.
Oh, because if you remember, it's absolutely gorgeous here, and we're looking forward to your appearance on the 27th.
Yeah, okay. I love to get to that part of the country because I rarely manage to do that anymore.
In reading about you in preparation for this conversation, the one thing that stuck out is Lily Tomlin, pioneering comic for women. But it's always specified for women. Does that make you, on some level, uncomfortable?
Yes, it does. Yes, Chris, it does. Anything that singles out women, even though it's often necessary in terms of practicality, I'm sort of offended by it. I wish that it weren't like that. It's like saying, for all people with brown hair or something weird. You want women and men to be on an equal par, and yet it's not so in the society, and not even close to it really. I mean, we still don't make that much money per dollar that men make for the same work, although we have gained about 20 cents or 17 cents or something like that over the last 20 or 30 years. It used to be a much larger disparity, like 59 cents to a dollar. Now it's like 74 cents to a dollar, something like that. And even with legislation that's happened, like the Lilly Ledbetter Act and stuff like that, women are just discounted. And until all those old men die off, I don't know that it's going to change that quickly.
Yeah, I've even seen some people projecting that the U.S. will return to the moon before pay equity is achieved in this country.
All you can do is laugh at it. It's so ludicrous, but it is. And so when you think that women have attained anything with the kind of covert oppression that goes on, it's just taken for granted. That's all there is to it.
When I think of comedy in the late 60s, you and Carol Burnett and the Smother Brothers all come to mind. But do you feel a special part of the contribution of the continued success of comics today, like Amy Poehler and Tina Fey, and even Tracy Ullman, for that matter, or Ellen DeGeneres? Because what you did was really groundbreaking in a way.
Do I feel a kinship with them?
Yes.
Yes, well, I like most of those people you spoke of. And, I feel a kinship, especially with Tracy. I mean, she does a lot of characters. And I'm very fond of Ellen's sensibility. Her humor was always very funny. And who else did you mention?
Tina Fey and Amy Poehler.
Oh, well, they're all next generation, really.
Right.
I mean, I guess Tracy is the closest to me in age. I'm not sure, but they're all kind of another evolution of comedy. And yes, I think they all do a great job.
When you signed up with Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In, did you know that you were breaking ground comedically?
No. No, I didn't. In fact, I always tease George Schlatter, the producer. He's my good buddy. He always teases me, I should say. He says, "Oh, you thought Laugh-In was too square. You weren't going to even come on the show." And I did, coming out of New York. I mean, I didn't even watch television. So when I got a bid to do Laugh-In, I thought, oh, it's all right. That Laugh-In's over. I didn't go on until the third year. And I got a bid to do Music Scene, which was a kind of a hit parade. It was kind of like a contemporary hit parade. It was a precursor to Midnight Special. And about 10 years earlier or something, or maybe more. Anyway, we had concerts with Janis Joplin and Jimi Hendrix. I mean, we were like the hippest. We were so cool. There was a comedy team that was led by David Steinberg, and we had to introduce all the hit songs from Billboard, and then we'd have a concert in between. And anyway, parents rose up in arms about having it on prime time because it looked like a bunch of long-haired dopers or something. So it only lasted half a season, and then I went over to Laugh-In and made my fortune. It was a real big break for me to go to Laugh-In.
And probably one of your more memorable characters, Ernestine.
Oh, yeah. Ernestine, that's what I should have called her. Like Frankenstein, Ernestine. That would have been great.
Will she be making an appearance here in Bozeman?
Yeah, she does. I still do Ernestine. I mean, if I can keep her contemporary. So, I mean, lately she's been working for a healthcare insurance corp, denying health care to everyone. So she lives on. She's determined to live on.
One of the things in prepping for this conversation, you rarely work blue. Is that a conscious decision?
Yeah, it's not necessarily my sensibility. I mean, I try to. Well, of course, I come from a time when women did not work blue. They just didn't. And what's the point of doing it? I mean, unless there's a point. If I was doing something that required language or whatever, I would do it. But and I have used language with different characters, but it's not the way I speak. So it's not when I do first person. It's not the way I just never did that kind of comedy that depended on a racy joke or something to pay. Not that I'm against it. I'm not. Depends on how it's used. It depends on who it's sitting with. I mean, Richard Pryor, it was a natural language to him to curse and do stuff most of the time, and it sat on him. It doesn't sit on me. It looks a bit strange when I even if I repeat what somebody said in telling a story. It's kind of like a bit shocking to come out of my mouth, I think.
Lily Tomlin, who do you find funny these days?
Well, I like Amy Schumer.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's. I mean, you have to take her in a contemporary context. I think she does some great stuff, really funny sketches and contentful, satiric. I'm going to be fond of all of them as they've evolved over the decades. I'm fond of all those people that you mentioned before, Amy and Tina and Ellen. I don't know what's happened to Tracy. She seems to have retired or something, but I used to love some of her stuff. Her characters were just thrilling. Name some more contemporary people besides Amy. I usually don't like the men that much. They're too rank. I'm sure there are exceptions, but I think of guys I've seen have concerts over the years, and I think, why have they got a concert? All they're doing is, cursing and being as much shock value as they can carry. They don't really say anything. I like Louis. I like Louis pretty good. I can't even think of anybody.
I'm partial to Kristen Shaw.
No, see, I don't even know who that is.
Oh, well, you know what? Your task before you come to Bozeman is to YouTube some Kristen Shaw material.
Okay. Is that Shaw, Schaal?
Yes, I believe so, right off the top of my head. She's a contributor for The Daily Show.
Oh, well, I've got to see her right away. God darn it. Why don't I know about Kristen Shaw? Really?
I don't know.
I love Jon Stewart. I'm going to miss him. I'm glad Colbert will be on a show. At least we can see what he's going to do. Well, there's so many good people. And it's gotten better and better. When the advent of people just popping up and with their own sensibility and doing something great. It's very exciting. It's inspiring.
It's very easy to discuss comedy with you because many people know you from all your characters and comic routines, monologues. But there's so much more to you. You've won Emmys, you won a Grammy, you've won a Peabody, a Tony, a 2014 Kennedy Center honoree, the Mark Twain Prize for American Humor. When do you know it's time to switch from comedy to drama, or going from television to film to stage?
I don't know that you do know. I mean, I used to, when I was, at the height of my popularity, I would try to do broken field stride. I have that term. I picked it up from football. I don't know if it's an accurate term or not, but where they don't know which way you're going to run, and so I would get the opportunity very often to do something very comedic and something very dramatic, or I would seize on those opportunities, because I was able to transfer myself from film to television to theater. I probably looked like I was doing a lot of stuff that was surprising. I mean, I did my first Broadway show in '77, and that's because that's what I was. I was a stage actress, and I went on Laugh-In. That was a very big, popular show, hugely popular. And after that, when Laugh-In finished, I did specials, and I was able to do what I wanted to do on a special. And so then I cultivated a more counterculture audience with my specials because they weren't conventional. And I did 6 specials. They were all supposed to be pilots for series, and a couple of them were like book shows almost. In fact, the Directors Guild took me to arbitration over not paying the directors for a book show. I was happy to pay them. I didn't even realize there was a distinction. We did, Lily Sold Out, Going to Vegas for the Money, and Lily for President, and they did become kind of book shows. Anyway, I don't know how it happened for me. I was a little bit ahead of my time, and I was able to do a bunch of different stuff, and I got singled out for it, and I got awards and stuff. And I'm even the voice of Miss Frizzle on Magic School Bus, which I'm really pleased with. And I haven't done any of that for 10 years, but the shows are still floating around, for kids and everything.